Good afternoon, my dear ones. Again, another psychological approach or theory to learning, and this time is from David Ausbel. His theory is known as reception learning theory. And on the basis of his reception learning theory, Ausbel also introduced a model of teaching called advanced organizer model of teaching. Let's have a detailed look at his reception learning and advanced organizer model of teaching. First of all, we can look at the major concepts of Ausbel on learning. His theory, reception learning theory, is having these major aspects. The first aspect of this theory is new learning is reliant on already known items. And the second one, learning is meaningful, not mechanical. And third one is learning is well organized. He was an ardent follower of Piaget. You might have heard about Piaget's theory of learning, schematic theory. Or I have discussed that one in another video. Just like Piaget, David Ausbel also believed that learning is not mechanical but is meaningful. At the same time, he was also belonging to the group of people who believe that learning occurs on the basis of some cognitive developmental process, some systematic process in the brain. And here, he believed that learning is something happening when something is received by a learner. And this process occurs by linking the new item to the already known item. According to Ausbel, a person receives knowledge or new skill on the basis of the already gained knowledge. And he used two technical terms, subsumer and subsumption. Subsumer is the already learned item by the learner by which he learns something new through connecting the new item to the already learned item, that is subsumer. So subsumer is the already learned item by which a person learns a new item. Subsumption is the process of connecting the new learning with the already learned item. So connecting the subsumer with the going to be learned, the going to learn item. So he used these two terms, subsumer and subsumption. So according to Ausbel, a learner or a person learns a new thing by using a subsumer, that is an already learned item. And another concept is that learning is meaningful, not mechanical. Learning is meaningful at the same time, it is well organized. Learning occurs through some well organized or systematic process inside our cognitive domain or our brain. So, his theory is a cognitive developmental theory. It can be included in the group of theories called cognitive developmental theories or cognitive developmental approaches. So these are the core elements of his reception learning. We learn something when we receive something, and we receive something new by using an already learned item which is known as subsumer, and the process of connecting the new learning with the already learned item is known as subsumption. And learning is not mechanical, it is meaningful. It is not only meaningful, but it occurs through some meaningful developmental process inside the cognitive domain of the brain. And on the basis of this concept, this reception learning theory, he introduced a teaching model called Advanced Organizer Model of Teaching. Some of you might have heard about models of teaching, but for those who haven't yet heard about models of teaching, I may first tell you what a model of teaching is. Yes, right. So I may first tell you what a model of teaching is. Different educationists or different thinkers have introduced some ready-made teaching strategy or ready-made teaching package for making teaching learning process more effective. These are known as models of teaching. Some people have introduced some particular methodology for the whole class by using different steps and phases. And such classes, such ready-made methodologies or such a package of class is known as model of teaching. And if you want to accept a model of teaching for dealing a particular class for your students, you don't need to introduce anything by yourself, but you can see a particular package, a particular methodology for teaching the whole class, handling the whole class by following the package created by these people. So this is known as models of teaching. And Ausbel introduced advanced organizer model. And again, before entering the detailed discussion on advanced organizer model, let's make a glance at the basic elements of teaching model. I told you that there are lots of teaching models, and teaching models are some models created by some people for making the teaching learning process more effective. If you follow some teaching models, then you can see all the steps there. There is nothing to be added. So the complete package for a particular hour. So different things are there related to models of teaching. You should know these basic elements related to models of teaching before entering what before entering the discussion what advanced organizer model is. There are different aspects related to a teaching model or a model of teaching: syntax, social system, principle of reaction, support system, and instructional and nurture effect. You may take any model of teaching in this world. You can see all these elements will be there. If you take advanced organizational model of David Ausbel, you can see all these elements. If you take synectic model of teaching, then you can see all these elements. If you take concept attainment model of teaching, then you can see all these aspects: syntax, social system, principle of reaction, support system, instructional and nurture effect. First of all, we can look at what syntax is. Syntax stands for the different phases or steps in a teaching model. I have told you that a teaching model includes all the stages of a particular class, all the phases, all the steps of a particular classes. What is first, what is next, what is next, what is fourth. So different steps, different stages of classes are there. And syntax stands for the different phases or steps in a teaching model. In each and every teaching model, you can see a syntax. If you look at advanced organizational model, you can see a syntax and you can see different steps are there, different phases are there. If you look at concept attainment model, you can see another syntax. The different steps can be seen there. Then the second one, social system. You know that a classroom is a society and there is a social system with some relationship. So social system denotes the classroom structure or environment needed for the implementation of a teaching model. See, if you are making use of a lecture method, then the classroom structure will be the actual classroom structure. Yeah. And if you are making use of a discussion method, then the classroom will be changed. There will be some freedom for the students. So the social system will be different on the basis of the model of teaching you are using. So social system denotes the classroom structure or environment needed for the implementation of a teaching model. Then the third one, principle of reaction. Principle of reaction stands for the type of reaction a teacher should display to the responses from the students during the implementation of a teaching model. What should be the reaction of the teacher? What should be the responses? What should be the responses given by the teacher to the responses of the students? What should be the type of feedback? What should be the nature of feedback by the teacher to the responses of the students? That is principle of reaction. Then supporting system is the resources or materials needed for the effective implementation of teaching model. The resources for which is needed for the implementation. The resources needed or materials needed for the effective implementation of a teaching model. For some particular teaching models, sometimes you may have to read more. For some particular teaching models, you may have to need it. You may have you may be in need of more student participation. So supporting system. Then comes instructional and nurture effect. Instructional effect is the direct outcome of the learning by using a teaching model, while nurture effect is the indirect effect. For example, if you make use of synectic model, actually the direct effect may be teaching of some grammatical item, And the nurturing effect may be making the students more better communicators in a particular language. So when you are making use of a teaching model, you can see some direct outcome of that teaching model, and at the same time in your mind you have got some other intention too, something indirect, and which may be seen in the students in the future after making use of a number of teaching models. Now we can come to the advanced organization model. When you discuss any teaching model, you have to think about all these items: syntax, social system, support system, yeah, then instructional and nurturing effect. Yeah, all these things you should keep in your mind. Now we can come to the advanced organizer model. What is an advanced organizer model? An advanced organizer. First of all, we can think what is an advanced organizer. An advanced organizer is an introductory item which is familiar to learners and used for teaching an unknown concept or idea. An advanced organizer is an introductory item familiar to your learners. So before teaching a new thing, you will introduce something which have already been learned by the learners. And this item in reception learning, it is called by Ausbel as subsumer. In advanced organizational model, that subsumer is called an advanced organizer. For example, in English language, when you teach present continuous tense, before introducing present continuous tense, you would introduce simple present tense just for connecting the new item to the already learned item. And this already learned item which is used for teaching the new item is known as advanced organizer. Then advanced organizer teaching model. Maybe you are asked, what is advanced organizer teaching model? Advanced organizer teaching model is a model of teaching introduced by David Ausbel, in which a new item is taught by presenting an already learned item in advance. In advanced organizer model, you are presenting an already learned item in advance before teaching the new item. And this is advanced organizer teaching model or advanced organizer model of teaching. First of all, we can look at the syntax of advanced organizer model. I have already told you that syntax means steps. So what are the different steps in an advanced organizer model? There are three phases or three steps or three stages in the syntax of advanced organizer model. The first phase is presentation of advanced organizer. You will present an advanced organizer. As I told you, when you teach present continuous tense, you will introduce simple present tense in advance. That is phase 1. Phase 2, presentation of the learning task. That means the new item which you are going to teach now. Then strengthening cognitive organization. Then you should make strengthen the cognitive organization through some process. We can look at these phases in detail. First phase, presentation of advanced organizer. It has the following the steps: clarifying the aims of the lesson. First of all, you will tell that I'm going to teach you simple present continuous tense. Then presenting the advanced organizer, prompting awareness of relevant knowledge and experience. So first of all, you will tell I'm going to teach you present continuous tense. These are the objectives of learning present continuous tense. Before teaching present continuous tense, I want to ask you some questions on simple present tense. Then the teacher would ask lots of questions, and when asking questions, teacher would explain a key, something related to the advanced organizer, that is simple present tense. And phase 2 is the present learning task is presented in systematic order. Each and every aspect is discussed one by one with through thorough interaction between the teacher and students. Through some interaction between the teacher and the students. So first you will tell what you are going to teach, then you will introduce the advanced organizer, and you will discuss the advanced organizer through questions and answers or something like that. Then you will ensure that the advanced organizer, the already learned item is clear. For example, if you are going to teach present continuous tense, you will ensure that present tense, simple present tense is clear for the students. And then you will start the present item, that is present continuous tense. And the third phase is strengthening cognitive organization. Here you will compare and contrast. You will tell, again you will look at the similarities between simple present tense and present continuous tense, the differences between simple present tense and present continuous tense. So comparing and contrasting, then accurate reception. And again you will describe, or again you will explain each and every aspect of present continuous tense, that is the present learning task, by telling about simple present tense. So accurate reception will be there, and eliciting critical approach. And here you will tell your students to look at two different things, simple present tense and present continuous tense, in a critical manner. And students can ask questions and clarify their doubts during this session. So you are strengthening the cognitive organization. So just like schematic theory, you are teaching your students something new by making use of their previous knowledge, or which is needed for teaching the new item. And this is the syntax of advanced organizer model of teaching. Social system of advanced organizer model is a highly structured social system. It needs highly structured social system, because the teacher will be more communicating. The teacher is communicating more. Though the teacher asks some questions to the students, most of the times the teacher will be explaining. So it needs some highly structured social system, because there is no discussion, The teacher is more active. At times collaboration should take place. Though collaboration takes place at times, most of the time during the class, teacher would be communicating. Because the teacher should get some explanation skill. The teacher should explain each and every aspect of the learning material, the learning item, the new item, and the already learned item. So the social system needed for advanced organizer model of teaching is a highly structured social system. Principle of reaction in advanced organizer model. Though the teacher plays the major role, He is to be a facilitator by providing the students expressing their views, providing the students some opportunity for expressing their views as well as clarifying their doubts by asking questions. Teachers should be friendly. Teachers should encourage the students to clarify their doubts. Teachers should be open to the students. Teachers should be ready to clarify any sort of questions. If the students ask some questions on the advanced organizer, the already learned item, teachers should not get angry. Teachers should clarify their thoughts. Teachers should be friendly. Teachers should be ready to respond to the doubts of the students. Then support system in advanced organism model. The model requires the teacher to be well organized in terms of preparation and organization of the learning material in is an advantage in itself. So here the teacher should be well prepared. See, actually you're teaching a new item. But at the same time, you have to connect the new item with the already learned item. So teacher should be able to answer any questions asked by the students on two topics, the advanced organizer, the already learned item and the new topic. And here the teacher has got the role, of explaining each and everything, even the minute point related to two topics, the already learned item and the new item. So the teacher should be well prepared, the teacher should be well organized, well equipped with all the aspects, all the points, all the different areas related to these two topics. So support system means something which will support the teacher in the implementation of a teaching model in an effective manner. If the teacher is not well prepared, if the teacher hasn't read more, if the teacher is not systematic, sometimes the implementation of advanced organizer model of teaching will be an utter failure. And finally, the instructional and nurturing effects in advanced organism model. Instructional effects is something like learn the entire area related to a particular item. For example, it helps learners learn the entire area related to a particular item. For example, if you are teaching present continuous tense, then if you are using advanced organism model, the instructional effect is uh, that you would make them experts, or you should make them understand all the areas related to that particular item, that is present continuous tense. Nurture and effect development of deep thinking in students. By making use of advanced organism model, you can develop deep thinking in your students, which may not be directly seen when you teach some particular topics to them, but it will be seen in their approaches to life in future. They will get some capacity to think about different aspects of life in a critical manner. Then, so I just conclude this video here. I will be back to tell something about what we can just tell here itself is a very simple topic. There are different types of advanced organizers: expository, narrative, skimming, and graphic advanced organizers. So there are different types of advanced organizers. Let's look what are these different types. The first one is expository advanced organizer. It is used for straightforward teaching. It's used for straightforward entrance into the new learning class. The teacher directly reveals the objectives and presents the advanced organizer. Just like you have done, you will tell, my dear students, today I'm going to teach you simple present continuous tense. And before teaching you present continuous tense, I want to check whether all of you have got something about, or all of you have learned different aspects of simple present tense. So after checking whether you have learned all the items related to simple present tense, I will teach you present continuous tense. So straightforward introduction of the advanced organizer. The narrative advanced organizer. Here you are using a story as an advanced organizer. Before entering the topic and before telling about advanced organizer, you will make use of a story. For example, there was a story called, a lesson called After 20 Years in the English textbook of 9th standard of Kerala syllabus. I don't know whether it is there or not now. Before a number of years, it was there. And it was a story of the meeting of two friends after 20 years who had agreed with each other that they would meet again after 20 years. And if you are going to teach this lesson to your students, you can just tell a story in which two friends of you were meeting each other after 10 years or 15 years. So you can use a story as an advanced organizer, and such types of advanced organizer is known as narrative advanced organizer. A skimmed advanced organizer, making a glance or quick explanation of the already learned item or the advanced organizer. In expository advanced organizer, actually you will explain each and every aspect of the advanced organizer, the already learned item. And here you are not explaining all the items. Not, you are just making a glance or some quick explanation of the already learned item. And this is called skimmed advanced organizer. And the last one is graphic advanced organizer. Here you will be showing some visuals which are familiar to the learners and making them reach the new learning task. So related to the topic which you are going to teach them, you will show some video or you will show some pictures, some images, and you will ask some questions and will just make them reach the new item, and it is known as graphic advanced organizer. Actually, these types are just for telling the types of advanced organizer. The real advanced organizer teaching model is what we saw earlier, that is expository advanced organizer. So thank you. Thank you.